Hello community, welcome back to the channel. This is another stimulus check update. Breaking news as of Friday, May 8th. Bernie Sanders is introducing a proposal, stimulus package proposal to Congress. And he is co-sponsored by a couple of different Democrats. One is Kamala Harris, I believe that's how you pronounce her name. She's a U.S. Senator from California. And Ed Markey, who is a Democrat, I believe from Maine. Now these folks are proposing what is called the Monthly Economic Crisis Support Act. Legislation that provides a monthly $2,000 check to those struggling to make ends meet during the pandemic. Now, they go on to say, during this unprecedented crisis, $2,000 emergency payment a month for each family member is needed. Now let me walk you guys through this Monthly Economic Crisis Support Act and get into some of the details. As I mentioned earlier, it provides up to $2,000 a month to every individual with an income below $120,000 throughout and for 3 months following the pandemic. So if this pandemic lasts another 12 months, you would get this $2,000 per month, every individual in your household, and then they will provide it for additional 3 months after the pandemic is over. This is how it works on the money piece. Married couples who filed jointly would receive $4,000. $2,000 per child up to 3 children. Retroactive to March. So it would be retroactive, we're in May, it would be retroactive till March. So you get March, April, and then obviously May. Begins to phase out after $100,000. Next point. Ensures that every U.S. resident receives a payment, regardless of whether or not they have filed a recent tax return or have a Social Security number. All right, sounds pretty good. Forbids debt collectors from seizing the rebate payments. Remember in that $1,200 initial stimulus check that people were getting that one-time payment? There were some situations where people were having their $1,200 seized by debt collectors, or these predatory payday loan lenders. Money was going into these people's checking account at their bank, and these people were coming in before these people could even go in and get their money. These predatory lenders were coming in and taking the money out. So they would outlaw that. You wouldn't be able to do that. They would forbid it. It also ensures the homeless and foster youth receive payments. So, let's go back to the money for a second. So let me make sure I understand this. Married couple would receive $4,000, plus they would receive $2,000 per child up to 3. So let me get this straight. They got 2 children. They would get $4,000 as a married couple. Then they would get $2,000 per child. So they could get up to $8,000 per month until the pandemic ends. And then they would get it for another 3 months after the pandemic. So that's roughly $96,000 a year. That's a lot of money for a family. But I certainly understand the concept. I understand that because people are hurting out there. A lot of people are. I know a lot of you guys have not received your initial $1,200 check. So I know it's frustrating. I know a lot of you guys have filed for unemployment, haven't received anything yet. A lot of red tape, haven't received anything. And I know a lot of you business owners, whether you be self-employed, sole proprietor, independent contractor, gig worker, side hustle kind of individual. A lot of you guys put in for economic injury disaster loan program through SBA and have not gotten anything. I know a lot of you business owners have put in for the Paycheck Protection Program or PPP loan program and haven't gotten anything. So it's very frustrating. But I think, Bernie Sanders, Senator Harris, and, Ed Markey from Maine, I think these folks are thinking the way I'm thinking. We got to give more stimulus checks to people because right now we're hurting. A lot of people are hurting. And I think you got to get creative. Now, again, this is just a proposal. It's something that Bernie Sanders and these two other politicians have put together, and they're trying to get some traction. They're trying to get people to support this thing. I think at some point in the near future, we're going to have a second stimulus check, and I believe it's going to be on a monthly reoccurring basis. Now, will it be $2,000 a month for everybody in your household? No, I don't believe it'll be that. But I do believe it will be a reoccurring monthly stimulus check as opposed to a one-shot, one-time $1,200 stimulus check. I certainly appreciate the $1,200 stimulus check that most folks have gotten. A lot of you haven't. I can appreciate that. But I think we need more than that in these unprecedented times. We have 30 million people unemployed, which means 1 in 5 people in this country are unemployed. Those are staggering numbers. We haven't had unemployment numbers like that since the Great Recession of the Great Depression of the 1930s. So we are, this is not good. So we do need to do something on this stimulus check front. And I applaud Bernie Sanders and these other two Democrats stepping forward, trying to put forward a bill, a proposal that hopefully will get some traction. Now, I don't care if you lean right, you lean left, you're in the center. My channel is not about politics. My channel is about helping people reach and exceed their financial goals. But with 30 million people unemployed, that's going to be hard to do. So we have to come together. Our politicians, our elected officials need to come together this week and figure out a second wave of stimulus checks, included in a overall stimulus package. They need to be working on that, and hopefully they will. Now, I know the White House is not keen on working on that right now. They want to wait and see. They want to open up the country and see how the economy will do once we fully open up the country. And then they'll figure out or make a decision on if they'll support more stimulus checks. Now, they're ready to support more stimulus package. The question is, are they ready to support more stimulus checks in that new phase 4 stimulus package? And everything I've read, I would say, no, they're not ready to do that. But I'm glad we do have some folks that are willing to step up and try to put together some type of bill that includes a healthy stimulus check on a monthly, reoccurring basis for the people that need it the most, which are the American people. All right, guys, I wanted to give you a quick update. That was breaking news as of Friday, May 8th. New proposed bill, which would include $2,000 a month, for everybody. Obviously, there's some income restrictions, as I've just mentioned. Thank you for stopping by the channel. If you're stopping by the channel for the first time, please consider subscribing. Smash that thumbs up button for me. It helps me and it helps the channel. But until the next time, guys, stay safe, keep loving one another, and we'll get through this. I'll catch you on the next video. Peace.